Hello, it's Melissa from Bears Pampered Stampers. I'm here to show you how to make a slim card using LDRS slim card or slim line scalloped dies. These are kind of an interesting take on cards right now, not the size we're used to. We're making two cards today with this die. One's a little gnome card and one's a little putty cat card. So let's start with the gnome card. It says, "Hello, Gnomey." We're using the Photoplay gnome stamp set, picket fence black hybrid ink, our Nouveau markers, a little bling from LDRS, paper from Lawn Fawn called Hello Sunshine, and basically that's it. We're going to cut with our slimline scallop dies all the layers, or most of the layers that we need. First, we're going to start with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of white cardstock, and this is 80 pound. We're going to cut it at 7 inches by 8.5. That's going to leave us with an extra sheet of 5 inches, 4 inches, sorry. We're going to use this sheet to cut out the die. So it's going to take a whole sheet of 8.5 by 11 to make this card. Well, actually, you'll end up making almost 2 cards out of it. So let's get started. This card, we cut a piece of cardstock for the bottom layer, which is 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. And let's open up one of our packets. This is what you'll get when you get the card kit. It'll have your card already scored, and when you do this at home, that 8.5 by 7 will be scored down the center, so you're scoring it at 3.5. And what you're going to do, take your first layer, which is the Skylar Remix from Hello Sunshine, and you're going to lay that down first. And I'm just going to tape this or glue this because it's a little quicker than fiddling with the tape. And that'll just get centered towards the top. And try and center it as close to the edge as you can. There we go. And then you're going to take this little piece of green that you're going to get, and you're going to cut yourself a little slope. And you can see in my card, the finished card, I gave her just a little slope there, and that's all you need. You can cut it as high or as low or as scoopy as you want, but I just did something like this. So it just looked like a little mountainside or hillside. And then I put it down in the center. Now you'll notice it's not exactly all the way to the edges, but you're putting that frame over it, so it doesn't really matter. And you have a smoother side, a side that has an even kind of variation in color, and then you have a rougher looking side. I liked this side for the hillside, but they're all going to be a little bit different, so it's just the nature of the paper, which is Lawn Fawn's watercolor paper. So I'm just trying to fix this so that it's kind of in the center. There we go. Okay, and now we're just going to take our layer, the scalloped edge. Oh, I managed to get something on that. Well, it's just a sample. And we're just going to go around the edge with a little glue. And a little bit across here. These cards are really easy to make. I'm going to center that. I'm going to center that up there. So it lays right down on the edge of the paper. And what I like about the glue is you can move it a little bit till you get it where you want it. And there's our outer card. It's already stamped with Hello Gnome when you get it. And then your little gnome, it's a little girl, I think it's Tulla is her name, comes to you uncolored. You can put whatever colors you want on there. It's already cut out. This stamp set does not have a die with it. I cut all of these out on my Scan and Cut, but you can just fussy cut them. And so I used my Nouveau markers. For the hat, I used Pink Lady. For the sweater underneath, I used Blueberry Muffin. For the mittens and stockings, I used Spring Lilac. Delicate Rose is what I used for her nose. A black for the shoes. And what did I use? Oh, and the yellow. And I don't have a name for this yellow. It's number 403 for her braids. So then we're just going to take a little glue and glue her wherever you want her to go. I wanted her kind of over to the side and up a ways. And that's it. So that's card number 1 using the Slimline Scallop dies from LDRS. Now, if you have seen me in action, which is saying something, then you know I like to use the negatives of dies. When I cut something out, I kind of like to use what's left after I cut out the main event, so to speak. And that's what I've done here. The second card kit is one that features the inside of the slim line. When you cut it out, this is what's left. I took the dies and put them in the center to fit over top of a stamp that some stamps that I stamped on there. I also used, because the circle in here wasn't big enough to show the kitty cat, I used Penny Black's dies called Stitched Circles. And that's what gave me this center circle, is this die here. So what we're going to do, this is what's going to come in your kit. And again, this is that watercolor paper. And it has a variation, so yours may not be this light, or it may not be this dark. It just depends on the paper that you got. I liked the darker side. Once I saw this made up, I didn't think there was quite enough contrast, and this was using the lighter side. So I stamped everything on the darker side of the paper. I thought it gave it a little more contrast. Then this is the inner piece that came from the inside of the die set, and I cut the hearts and the circle to fit over where I have stamped happy birthday to a perfect friend. And this card is very simple because all you do, you have the stitched card, which is your basic layer, your bottom layer. Then this layer goes over top. And then we have a cute little embellishment, a little flower that goes down at the bottom. That's all there is to it. It's very quick, very easy. And this piece was just a piece that would have been thrown out normally, but I just liked the little way the edge, the scallop, the negative of the scallop went around the edges. So we'll just put this down. Try and center it as best I can. This needs to go up a little bit. And I glue on it. Pull the backing off of this. And put the whole thing on the back, on the white card. And there you have a cute little birthday card for a cat lover. There you go. So those are the make and takes for this week. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you'll get a chance to make some. If you come by the store or if you call, I'll have a kit for you. I think that's it. Have a great weekend, and well, I hope to see you soon. Keep stamping.